Alright, welcome everyone to the 2020 Mappers Choice Award. We're back again, and you're joined by me, Davey. Alongside, we got Mint, who's pretty familiar herself with the 2020 mapping scene.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty epic, guys. What a year, am I right? Quarantine and all that.
Yeah. Lots of stuff happened in 2020.
A lot of mappers, sort of like coming back to the scene. A lot of new mappers popping up. It's really, it's a mixed bag of just a bunch of people, stuck in their room. Yeah, you know the whole deal. But that's pretty epic. Because we got a lot of cool maps to show you. So I don't know if we're jumping right into it or if we're just gonna keep watching Croque Monsieur Disneyland. But let's. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we are actually jumping right into it with Transhumanist by Nimbus, which got 3rd place in the marathon category. I believe this was also tied 3rd place with something else. So yeah.
Yeah, this map is kind of special in a sense. So the 2020 mapping landscape saw a bunch of changes in the ranked section, at least, with a lot more quirkier maps getting a chance to be ranked. And this is one of those aforementioned quirky maps.
This was one of the first ranked maps to have a partial dump focus, which is pretty interesting, I would say. There's a lot of... later on in the chorus, we'll probably be seeing those patterns pop up that would have been unthinkable just a year before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this first part is pretty unremarkable, I guess. A bit of strict layering, like layering allocation, court allocation it's called, yeah. And I believe
and here it is.
Yeah, it was kind of fast bursts in between the longer stair stream. Makes it a pretty challenging map.
Yeah, these patterns aren't too ergonomic or anything, but it's dump, so it's cool, I guess, is what the kids would say nowadays.
Yeah, the kids nowadays.
Well, I guess not to underplay this map that much, because it was one of the first maps that was ranked under the new changes, so I guess things do change pretty fast, seeing as this map in 2021 or in the middle of 2021 is considered like not that remarkable. So I guess we've made a lot of progress.
Yeah, certainly. I think we can switch over to the next category. I mean, the next map now. And it's going to be Monochrome and Vivid, which is a 7K focused map set that's all about the aesthetic long notes. This intro is kinda long, so I wonder if we can skip a bit ahead. Yeah, well, now we got audio at least. But as I was saying, this intro is very long and doesn't tell you well. Yeah, like this is better, I think.
Isn't the whole map the intro? Honestly, that's kind of how it feels. Like 5 minutes is the intro, and then like the last 2 minutes is like stuff actually happens.
Yeah,
From what I recall, this is also like a PP map, but that's not really like something that's too relevant when we're talking about mappers. I think a lot of the mappers who voted for this probably looked at like just sort of like the aestheticness of like this whole map in general, and it is pretty nice to look at, I guess. There's a lot of like very comfortable sort of like pleasing like long note patterns and inverse patterns, and I think that's really what appealed. Like what this map was going for. So that's
Yeah,
great.
it's a very aesthetic leaning focus. That's why it can be pretty well remembered as a marathon. It's also really hard, even though that
Yeah,
you
this
did
is where things
say,
start to pick up.
yeah, with a little bit of guitar. It has like a one inverse chord stream section, and yeah, it's a bunch of pretty difficult Allen patterns. But if you can like get past the intro, the thing is that the map has so much of an intro and a cooldown later on that it's pretty much a lot of free act. You can drop down to like 92 and then go all the way up to 95 just because of the how
this
long
section is
the
really
intro.
dense right here just now.
Yeah, that was
with all those long notes there.
I think the furthest I've got.
And I do want to mention this is a collab between Ruka and Kobe, and Kobe is one of the staple 7K names in regards to long notes, especially.
Yeah, especially what?
It's like because 7K long notes have sort of been like kind of dry until the last couple of years. When Kobe sort of like revigorated this sort of 7K LN scene.
Yeah, sure.
At least in the higher levels.
Yeah, and it was also active as a BN at around 2019 until 2020, so that did also help shape the ranking landscape of these, because he was like really good at playing these kind of map and still is.
Yeah. Alright, I think we can move on because this map is really long. Oh,
it's a marathon.
Second place, Nisemono by Kawawa. I know you guys are probably expecting this. This is a pretty cool map.
Yeah, this one pretty well regarded all around. I believe it has more of a rise focus.
It's certainly a mixed bag, although I would say that this map is extremely heavy and it has anything you could ask for, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a tiebreaker 7K map. We don't see those too often. I haven't played it, so unfortunately can't comment on it a lot. Not good enough, not cool enough. I believe there was at least like a pretty dense rise section coming up.
Yeah, this intro is not much to be looking at. There's a lot of stuff happening later on, especially towards the ending. Oh, well, things are starting to pick up here with the SVs here.
Yeah, a tiny sprinkling of SVs.
I got a pretty light chord stream section here. It was very comfortable. Kawawa is certainly known for their really nice playing chord streams.
Yeah, this is definitely very dense though. It's starting to pick up a lot. Yeah, this is. I think this is why I cannot play it yet. That section looks pretty tough. People on mobile getting okay. I guess we have to switch.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I should mention also that Blanco is similar to Kobe, were one of those few people who really drove the 7K landscape for a long time. They're pretty well remembered for that. They've been active. They were active as a BN for like 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, Koala's made some pretty astonishing contributions to the community. Undeniably. All right, well, moving on to first place for Marathon, we have Croque Monsieur at Disneyland. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. So this map is very interesting, as you can probably already see.
The skin makes this look a lot more denser than it actually is. It looks like a Vibro map. But it's not. Yeah, this... I did nominate this, so I had to have a pretty good idea about just what this map's about, I guess. It's really strange, for sure. It's... for a long time, it's like... was something that... it was very controversial, I'd say. As most of the Braxis maps are. This one is probably one of my favorites of his, just because of how much pattern variety there is and weird, quirky patterns all around. Entire thing. It's like you go from transhumanist from this, and that's pretty astonishing. Just how much freer mapping in the ranked section became in 2020. This was like back in November, I believe. And the transhumanist was like February, something.
Yeah, certainly a lot of things happened within the year. And I would say that this map certainly is a pretty good highlight of what you can accomplish in a map.
Yeah, like there's a lot to be said about this map for sure. With like for example, this little section has a bunch of pizzicato notes illustrated with like shields, which goes very against some other people's mindsets, I guess. But we're at kind of a...
Well, I guess at any moment, I suppose we will be seeing the SV category coming up soon.
Yeah.
And in a tie for third place, FM Synthesis Experiment, which is a very popular hybrid marathon map with an SV focus. This is extremely popular in the higher hybrid marathon appreciators circle. Already we jump into some complex SVs.
So teleport starting, so... Is it just me or is the audio a bit delayed? That's fine. Otherwise, is there like a SV section for this? Because I have not played this.
There's a lot of SVs just overall, and they're very sporadic and aggressive throughout the map.
I see. The skin kind of not making much of the SVs very obvious. I can sense it a bit. Well, that one is definitely one of those SVs. Big teleport. But yeah, I think we have to switch. There's a lot of SV maps this time ties all over the place. So yeah, we might wanna get the next entry.
Yeah, we're gonna want to run through these a lot because there are a lot of ties for third place in this category. We have All for the Time by and yeah, so this one's pretty epic. There's a lot of like the slow jam right here.
Epic.
Boom, that was epic.
The patterning is pretty dense for a SV focused map. This one seems to be more focused on expressing SV sounds, like just on expressing SV patterns rather than anything else. Otherwise,
Yeah, very calm songs with some stutters that lets things go like brrr. And then like later on the song does pick up quite a bit.
yeah, and then the SV pattern starts to really shine. It's been known for like they've been known for making a bunch of SV maps.
Yeah, here's where this song picks up.
Yep.
A lot of stuff going on.
We'll just continue again. The SV patterns themselves doesn't look too like sudden or like memorization heavy. It's pretty straightforward, but the effects are still rather obvious, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, since this is a pretty cluttered category, let's move on.
Yep. We got
Virtual Light by ErrorEXE777 is a map that ErrorEXE ranked in his last few days in Osimania, which is an unfortunate departure. ErrorEXE has been known for many SV maps, including Whiplash, Tetsuo's Redemption, just overall a very popular SV mapper, and this was his last words for the Osimania community. And it's a very nice map, very sentimental.
I haven't seen this personally, so can't say much about it. Just my impressions of seeing this. It's going to pick up later, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's
here.
the action. Bunch of stutters. This is very technical.
Very ErrorEXE.
Yeah. Did like their Tetsuo's Redemption map from what I think that
Yeah,
was
this
like,
is, I would say this is a lot more aggressive.
yeah.
Although it's very similar, there's a lot of similarities between this and Tetsuo's Redemption for sure. And I would say less similarities with something like Whiplash.
Let's see. I think, yeah, we'll have to move on now.
Yeah.
Till we lost memory. And this is by Yuan. It's a pretty repetitive, I would say, like patterning for a repetitive
Yeah, the
song.
repetition is definitely a big motive in this map. Which is very cool. Things do pick up later on.
Yeah, this is, I believe, a slow jam to start us off with. Speaking of which, we don't really see a hell of a lot of SV maps being like super aggressive with the SVs at the very start. It's like,
Yeah. I would say we did actually get quite a number of like SVLN like marathons this year, which is interesting. And this is one of them. This is definitely like the peak of SVLN.
yeah. It's, I mean, I guess it's more of a hybrid, but
Yeah.
Alan patterning certainly is pretty potent. Yeah, this section pretty hard.
Yeah, this part has a lot of really difficult bursts. Oh wow.
One run, it's going to come to the SV part. I think it's like right around the corner by now.
Right here. This is
Yeah.
the part. It's the
It's
part
like,
with the, I think, the strongest SVs, and then also the more complex LN and kind of like stack patterning, which is really difficult to time if you're more of a visual player.
yeah.
And then introduces mini jacks at some point. Well, this map is certainly an experience because there are just so many things that this map has all at once, like SVs and LNs at the same time, and then like just very unique jack patterns, slower jacks, slower LN jacks, just stuff like that. Just very not necessarily well-rounded, but uniquely rounded, I suppose.
Yeah. With that said, we'll be moving on to the next one. Next choice. Next mapper's choice. It's Sweet Witch Girl. Don't know this map.
I don't know this map either. I'm sorry. I wish I did because second place in SV category. Although I have not caught any SVs yet.
I think this is a bit of SV. This skin kind of. I think there's a bit of SV here, but it's like the skin doesn't really.
It seems like the SVs are like
capture.
relatively light or like super light. So there's not really much of an SV presence in the map.
Yeah.
Are those SVs? I can't really
Yeah,
tell.
I think it's SVs.
Oh, okay, that would
very
make sense.
bouncy.
Yeah, all right. That would make sense. I can definitely see why this would appeal more towards players because this is very straightforward to learn.
Yeah, it's no like tricky memorization trick here going on. Looks pretty straightforward to me. Bit of a swing song too, which is nice. Don't see those too often in Mania rank at least. Pretty dense rise section here, with not a lot of SV focus. I suppose we can just move on. There's lots of SVs to go through. And this
Alright,
is...
so first place, Positive by Dubstep. This is a very interesting map. There's a lot of very aggressive, normalized stutters and jumps all across the map. Very interesting sort of approach to this song. Immediately we get right into these SVs here, and these like little SV bumps on all these mini jacks and stuff, which make the mini jacks feel a lot more bouncy, I think, which is a lot of the appeal for this map.
This SV patterning is a lot more, I wouldn't say, it's a lot more obvious, this one. Very in your face. I'm gonna... I think this is the last SV map to first place. So yeah. After this, there'll be... what's it? Hit sound? What's it? No, it's LN, actually.
Ooh.
That would be interesting to see.
Alright, let's move on to the LN category.
We're moving on. Alright, we're back with Monochrome, which we did remark on, but being a very aesthetic 7K LM map.
Wow, this map again.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I've never seen this map before in my life.
Oh yeah, true. What is this map again? Oh, it's the girl painting there, and there's like industrial wasteland outside. But yeah, we did already talk a bit about this. There's a bunch, like this intro doesn't really say a lot about what the map is like. It's very long and drawn out. It's certainly pretty nice to listen to, I'd say. I think this is like some of the easiest part of the map, at least.
Yeah, well, we've already seen this map before, so we can go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Without Boundaries by Dreamwalker is a very interesting map for LNs. There's a lot of very unnatural feeling releases and just sort of like grace notes everywhere.
Yeah, this guy really likes his grace notes, like that. With a verse burst there. I think that this was among the last of... I think it was the last Dreamwalker map we saw ranked before you had to do military stuff, I think. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But yeah, I think we already said pretty much what this map is.
Yeah, there's not really much to it.
Yeah, it's just very release heavy, and it has a bunch of varying LN lengths.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hard to back.
And as this map comes to a close, let's switch to the next map. This is first place in long note category, Mare Maris by Reveal. This is a very interesting one. This top difficulty is by Lenpai, and it's featured in many tournaments. This is a staple, instant classic hit, awesome, epic. So yeah, very interesting maps all around. So this one has a lot of very unique inverse gimmicks alongside all sorts of other cool stuff, like releases that will come up later on with the chords.
Yeah, this map feels very satisfying to play for a LN map, I'd say. But yeah, like the overall set is pretty well done. The lower difficulties leads pretty well into this long note extravaganza.
Oh yeah, for sure. The lower difficulties are not to be ignored here. They are very well crafted as well.
Bit of an inverse here.
And I believe the release section is coming up, so that will be right around here. Oh, I love this part. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Bit of a pain to hack, but you know,
oh
it's
yeah, for sure.
For it
this is where I drop most of my 200.
Yeah, well, I think most people.
Oh, right here is where I drop most of my 200s. Right there.
Yeah, I see.
And everything else is pretty fair game, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty much that section which is the highlight of the map for me. But we have now another category, which is...
Alright, looks like we're moving on to the hit sounding category.
Yeah, it's sounding. And we have a lot there, and we can't really talk a lot about hit sounding, so we're probably going to zoom through this one, because barely anyone votes for hit sounding, which is like...
I believe there was like a... what was it? 8 or 9 way tie? Something like that, for third place.
Yeah, I'm beginning to suspect we might have to get rid of hit sounding category for the next MCA. I guess we can just mention that this is Angel Falls. And leave it at that. We're moving on to the next one. Good move, Flamenco House. Pretty dense map.
Yeah, I believe Flamenco House also won a couple of awards later on. The hit sounding, I don't know too much about it. I've never played this map personally. I've heard some people say things about it. I won't repeat them here for confidentiality reasons. So basically, this map is just LN stuff, I guess. Like
yeah, LN stuff.
The jacks. Ooh, that's okay.
Umu likes doing that, from what I noticed. Like, have a very tight bias on.
Yeah, I don't.
That.
I don't know how fun that is. I'm not a 7K player.
It feels kind of weird for 7K players.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, we're moving on to the next one.
Alright, without boundaries, hello again. I guess the hit sounding in this map was good. I don't recall.
If you haven't noticed by now, pretty much every Mania player don't really play with hit sound a lot. At least the experienced ones. It's more of a beginner thing, I guess. It becomes... Oh yeah, imagine if the hit sounds were on the LN releases as well. That would be kind of hell to listen to. Next one, coming up. Oh, also
another map I'm not
category. Apparently, this category completely skips out on the what's it called? completely skips out on the second place, and there's a tie for first place.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I think we can move on now. Just get this over with.
Yeah.
Melody flag.
I'm not really too surprised, given that apparently the audio was edited by the mapper, which I believe they were adding more drums or something, so I'm not really surprised that this got votes, because I assume the hit sounds are nice.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, it would be kind of expected for this kind of map, I think. Which is, I mean, it's interesting regardless.
It's
Yeah,
like
not to
very
downplay it at all.
Yeah, it's like very just the components here aren't very complex. And that's kind of what you're looking for is a hit sound where you don't want to make stuff overly complicated. Which I kind of did in one of my maps, to be honest.
Well, looks like we'll be moving on to the next map. A Nostalgic Rainfall TV size by Sun. I don't know this map again.
I don't know any of the TV size maps, sorry.
Now I'm interested, because if there's anything that makes this map stand out from other TV size maps, if it's the hit sounds, then that would be pretty interesting to look at, I would think. I do hear the hit sounds, and they do seem to be pretty well made.
Yeah, usually like TV sizes have some fairly solid hit sound work.
Yeah. I guess we'll be moving on here to the next map. Another map that we've already seen here, Monochrome and Vivid.
Was this alone? Was this key sounded by any chance?
I actually don't know. I probably should have checked that. But yeah, I believe the hit sounds are pretty well made in this one.
I don't say like much beyond that. It's kind of difficult to play these kinds of maps with hit sound on, I'd say. Better served for more simpler maps if you wanna enjoy the sounding. Because, well, this otherwise a lot of just, I don't know, it's not for me, I guess. Moving on. Rel by Lite. Which is a oral cigarettes map, I suppose. It's sounding for this stuff. Isn't too complicated. You got good samples and you got a pretty decent.
I like the map so far.
Yeah, it's just looking very cool. To be kind of, but as I was saying, for rock sounds like this, it has pretty simple components to them. You just got your cymbals, got your kicks, got your snares.
Well, sometimes simplicity is all you need for a good hit sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty much all you need. You got good samples and it's going to be a pretty good hit sound and sounding job, I'd say.
Alright, let's move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Diamant 66's Yoka to Yumetsu, which got first place.
Yumetsu too.
Oh, this is a tie for first place.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before.
I know Diamant has a pretty good library, hit sound library on his hard drive, so I'm not
That's a surprise.
surprised.
But yeah, I can't comment much on this. I have not played with it some on this. Next one.
Alright, we've seen this map already, I think. Lost Memory by Yu Wang. Again, I believe this is key sounded this intro here. Yu Wang also has a very extensive hit sound library and is a very avid key sounder.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's been doing. He's hit sounded Frozen World, which was ranked in 2021.
Yeah.
Finally. That's pretty well done sounding there, I gotta say. So, pretty well earned here.
Oh, for sure. And I suppose we can move on because this map, we've seen this already. So, let's go on to the spread. Flamenco House shows up again because I believe this has a pretty strong 7K spread.
Yeah. Shame we can't see the lower difficulties right now, because it would be interesting to kind of contrast. But we've already talked a bit about this map before.
Yeah, I can definitely see how this map would have a pretty nice spread, that's for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential you can have with this kind of map.
Alright, I think we can move on.
Yeah.
Second place, We Want to Run by Monheim. I did contribute to the spread. So it's a very nice spread by Monheim, me, and Electon. Very hugely popular map. I would not have expected. Actually, this got really popular.
Yeah, this has like 200 favorites.
Yeah, Electon's difficulty is probably did much of that, I think.
Yeah, this is like Electon's a newcomer. They're not active, but they've been like a very popular mapper for games such as Eterna and stuff. They're very popular in tournaments too, Mania tournaments. Have a bunch of maps regularly selected there. Pretty well-known mapper for the competitive community, I'd say. So this is the first time he's in ranked, finally contributing with a guest difficulty. And yeah, the entire spread is like very well done, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we can move on because first place is also We Want to Run, but 7K.
Yeah. And this is like a huge 7K spread. Block is really master of making just spreads in general almost.
Yeah, Block is a very strong maker of spreads.
This oh yeah, I should mention this difficulty is like among the hardest 7K ranked maps we have, certainly the most stamina draining. As you can see here, it gets
for sure. It gets really stamina draining.
This is like 240 BPM, so if you don't want to mess around with this, it's, I believe, featured in one of Kawawa's 7K Rise stand. Forgot which one, but it was like one of the highest gamma, I think.
You mean Jinjin?
Yeah, Jinjin, sorry. So yeah, like the spread has like 8, 7. Well, how many difficulties?
That's a lot of difficulties.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Exactly how many.
So it makes perfect sense for this to be this high up. It's just a lot. Lots of maps to play. Imagine if this was merged with Monheim sets would
Oh,
be,
that would have been a huge set, but yeah.
yeah, fortunately they are a bit separate, but it's okay. I don't think we can say much else about this map, and we're moving on to the next category, which is going to be, what was it? Hybrids, I think?
I believe this is anti-meta,
Oh yeah,
because this
anti-meta.
is a 5-key map.
We got stuff that you don't normally see in ranked 5k being very uncommon.
Yeah. 5K is definitely uncommon.
Bit of a
Yeah, you don't normally see these kinds of walnuts in 5K charts.
the this looks, but yeah, I think this is also one of those. It has a spread to it, I believe, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice for anti-meta. You wanna make sure that the players have more difficulties to play around with. But for like a very unpopular mode such as 5k. Oh, bunch.
These LMs, oh my god.
Yeah.
Definitely not for the faint of heart, especially in 5K.
And with that said, we're moving on to the next one. I think this is like a tie for second place with Solar Wind, which is Utopia
Sphere by Voxa, which is,
yeah.
I believe, a 9K map.
Yeah, it is 9k. Also one of those very at least you see this more 9k more often than 8k. Sadly 8k has some problems to it with the
Yeah.
whole bug thing.
But 9K is entirely viable, and now 10K is also viable. So that's pretty cool.
We might be seeing some 10k maps next one. MCA 2021 anyone? But for the most part, this map isn't like too difficult. 9k can get stupidly difficult. This map is pretty light in approach, and I believe this also has a spread to it, which for aforementioned reason is pretty nice.
Alright, and we're moving on to the first place. Hysteric Night Girl by Salty Mermaid.
Yay. 6k is probably more popular than any of the other key modes we just saw. So it makes sense for this to be the higher up.
Yeah, banger song too. I know this song is very popular among the Mania community.
Yeah, that certainly helps too.
Not really much I can comment on personally.
Yeah, I can't comment much on it either. It's fairly straightforward. It's not.
Yeah, anti-meta has been pretty dry this year, but we did get some interesting maps like these every once in a while, which is good.
Yeah. And I think we can move on now to the next category.
The 7K category is very interesting. So third place is Monochrome and Vivid, again.
Yeah, we've already seen this and talked about this like 3 other times.
Yeah, I think we can move on from this one because we've already seen this like 3 other times. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Move on.
Nisemono, another one that we've already seen. Very unique and interesting map. As I said, it has a lot of things going for it. A lot of different patterns, a lot of SVs, a lot of LNs, a lot of chord streams. This map has everything you can ask for and more.
Yeah, certainly very fitting to be one of the top marathon picks as well. But also very well crafted 7K chart, which, you know, is to be expected of someone like Kawawa, who's done this for a very long time.
Yep, and we can move on because we've already seen this.
Yeah.
And another map that I bet you guys would never have guessed this one. As an extremely accessible spread that goes all the way up to probably one of the hardest 7-key maps in Mania. This has something for everyone of every difficulty level. This map is super accessible and super enjoyable because of the song choice and also the mapping style. All around, very good, or at least good. In terms of what people generally accept to be good. Because, yeah, people love this.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Very enjoyable spread, all things considered. And with that said, we're moving on to the next category, which is going to be hybrids, I believe.
Oh, okay. Hi. Hi.
Look at that.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Well, obviously I can say a lot about this map.
Yep.
This was used as a tiebreaker in MWC 2020 in the semifinals. This is a 7-minute long beat map that contains all sorts of stuff, lots and lots of stuff going on. And this was definitely, personally, the highlight of my 2020. Just given that this map is just, I've personally put a lot of effort into this map, and I'm pretty happy where it ended up here.
Yeah, the effort.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, like right here, this is a dump section, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
And yeah, I modded this too and nominated it, so I do have a couple of things to say about this as well. It's very well done, I think, so you've done a good job with this.
There's also very heavy LN sections and right sections later on in this map. That certainly could. I believe that a lot of people have actually told me that this is one of the hardest 4K maps in ranked, which I disagree with, but
I think it's very hard.
It's definitely up there, I guess. It's up there.
Yeah. I think it's just hard to remain consistent, get good scores.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, anyways, we'll be moving on.
Hi.
Hype featuring such by Remuring, a 7K map.
Featuring, well, we should say a bit about what the category is about. Hybrid mapping is where there's difficulty present in both long note and rise type of patterning. So that's...
Yeah, and then people end up only picking marathons for this category. So this map has a lot of Rice stuff, a lot of LN stuff, but also some SVs, as you have probably already noticed as well. Very comfortable patterning, very aesthetically and symmetrically patterned.
Yeah, it's very simplistic, and for that it's also fairly easy to play. Because you just said words like symmetry and straightforwardness, predictability, I guess, too.
Yep, we'll be moving on. This next map, I believe, the mapper is actually in chat right now, so say hi.
Hi. It is Garalulu. Ganjigok, which also became one of those very infamous maps in 2020.
I believe this map is infamous for its long jack sections and its LN sections. It's very, very difficult overall. And also it's rated like 3.8 stars or something crazy. So yeah. Very, very interesting overall. And I can definitely see why this has appealed to a lot of people.
Yeah. I wonder if we can get to how far ahead is the long jack section. Would you say, have you played this before, right?
Yeah, this is a wild ride the whole way through. Oh, there's some SVs here in the break section, which honestly is very, very nice when people put SVs in break sections, which is like, it's like just sort of like an aesthetic little thing, but like there's so much detail put into it every single time. Like another example I can think of is Pictured as Perfect in Plus, in which that occurs, and it's very, it's always a nice touch, in my opinion, especially for marathons like this. And I think we can move on to first place.
Sadly, we won't be seeing the long jack extra events, but you know. We got Croakman's Disneyland. I'm not. I think this is a lot of a long note leaning hybrid, which Abraxas does a lot. I'd say.
Yeah, we've seen this map already, and as I said, this map is, it showcases everything you can do in a map and more. It's very, very unique charting style, just overall, just such an interesting map conceptually.
Yeah, one thing you can say one thing about Abraxas, say that he's a very unique mapper.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing is that these sort of things, it's very difficult to make these complex long note releases and grace notes and whatnot to play well. But Abraxos is, I would say, the only person who can do that well.
Yeah, I think that's
which is really awesome. Just this map changed Osumania, I would say. Anyways, we won't be going into the map grand award just yet. We'll be going into the user awards.
Hey.
So we'll be going into the mapper category,
which is Garalulu.
So hello Garalulu, third place mapper, very PogChamp. This is one of their more recent maps. I believe this was a 2020 map.
Yeah, I think I've seen this before. It's K-pop, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This K-pop has a strangely kind of a big presence in 7K in specific. It's a bunch of very
and I think that a lot of that can be attributed to Garalulu. So that's I think this award is well deserved, especially with the amount of significance and influence that Garalulu has over the 7K section.
Yeah. It'll be moving on, I think.
All right.
We got Lita. We
Second place for Mapper.
didn't see much of their maps. But I can't say much about their mapping style. I'd say it's pretty safe. Which isn't like bad. Certainly not. What else can you say about Lita as a mapper, I think? Trying to think.
Honestly, I don't have much to say about Lita.
Yeah, me neither. I think we're just gonna move on.
And first place, Abraxos.
I mean, this is like one of my favorite map by Stevens. It gets very intense. It was a hybrid feature in NWC semis or grand finals. What was it? I mean, finals. What was it? Oh, either way. Abraxas is very well deserving. He has 7 first choices.
Abraxos burst out into 2020 with bangers like Possession, Croque Monsieur Disneyland, featured multiple times in MWC 2020. Undeniably a very, very well-deserved title for the first place mapper in 2020.
Just before we move on, I just want to see the a big drop section, which is going to come up here. They're very well known for their unique mapping style that puts lots of emphasis on how the pattern like feels to play, rather than just being pleasing to look at or whatever. Which is something that I really enjoy in maps. This is one of those examples that feels very good to play, if just very, very difficult and constant. But yeah, congratulations to Abraxos. We're going over to the
modder category.
Oh, one of my favorites.
And so third place for modder is Guden. Guden has been popping up in 2021, but was modding very frequently in 2020.
Yeah, they've got a BN somewhere at the beginning of 2021. I've been like trying my best to mentor them in the ways of modding.
This is definitely a title well deserved for Guden, and we'll most likely be seeing Guden pop up more in 2021.
Yeah, that's for certain. They're pretty good as a player, and that's a very strong asset to have as a modder. Say, being able to play test a lot of stuff. And yeah, I think we can move on to the next one. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
Got Unpredictable. One of those modders that went on that nominated some of the most infamous and well-liked and not maps of 2020 at least. Had a bit of a break at the beginning of 2020, I think, and then it got to BN again somewhere at October, whatever. But yeah, they're very impressive at modding and nominates, and been active in the modding community and mapping community for a pretty long time. They're very well respected all around. And yeah, I think we can move on to the next one.
All right, let's go on to the next one. And congratulations to you, Davi, for getting first place in the modder category.
And
I would say this is certainly very well deserved, as you gained BN and in that year and whatnot. All very good stuff.
I can't say much about my own modding style. I think my modding style has changed a lot over
Yeah, but you certainly contributed a lot to the modding scene in that year, I would say.
Yeah, thanks for that. And this is also one of my favorite of my own maps being showcased here. It was made in like a single day, and I had like an idea of what I wanted with it immediately, and it's turned out pretty well, I'd say. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about myself too much. Feels kind of weird.
All right, let's move on then with most promising category.
Yep.
So the most promising category is just mappers who had their first ranked map in 2020. This is third place for that category, No Name.
And yeah, this is one of the maps that was key sounded by Yuan.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier. But also, this map is significant because it shows No Name's progress in 2021, which obviously the most promising votes were probably made in hindsight, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. They progressed. I think we can hear the hit sounds, yeah.
Yeah.
They progressed a lot as a mapper throughout. They've been doing a bit of 7K sets too. And yeah, I think this was very well deserved. Their map of Frozen World was, at first, it was but they've made up a lot as it went into rank somewhere in 2021. It was improved a lot, and got to see some of Yuang's key sounding enter rank. That's always a nice thing. Alright, next user, I think. Silly P. Sadly, I don't know them too well.
Silly P is a pretty prominent SV mapper, has been coming up pretty recently into the rank section. With a lot of very unique SV maps.
And they create a bunch of 6K stuff.
I believe so, yeah. They are part of that 6K community as well.
Yeah. You have anything else to say? Because I don't have much, to be honest.
Not really, but Silly P is a pretty proficient SV mapper, and they've been proving it time and time again with their maps. And I guess we can move on then. And most promising goes to Davi.
Again?
Not really much of a surprise.
Thanks. Oh yeah, this is one of my quirky red line spam maps. This is, a jazz song. I think I got most renown out of just taking stuff that you never expect map because they're like weird to time or whatever, and just map them anyways because I like it, like music and stuff.
It's definitely, I would say this most promising title is pretty well deserved.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much, but myself again. Moving on to most influential of 2021.
Most influential. So this category is pretty significant, I would say. Kawawa scoring third place.
Yeah,
Kawawa certainly had a lot of influence over the years, that's undeniable. I think they definitely deserve a pretty high spot in this category, regardless of which year you look at.
Yeah. He
So yeah, that's
even
pretty
has
cool.
some influence to this day.
For
Even
sure, for sure.
isn't as active. I think he has like a. I think I heard that he had a bar or something that he's owning. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure.
Either way, certainly very well deserved. They've been very, very influential for the 7K scene overall. And I think we can move on to the next user.
Alright.
Let's see who it is. It's Mint. Hello, Mint. Hi.
It's me.
It's me. It's you.
It's me.
We've been both getting featured here. That's nice. This is probably one of my favorite Mint maps. But yeah, overall, Mint has been very active throughout 2020. They saw the map pool for the MWC was pretty active there. And a bunch of their maps got featured in that too, which one of these maps is, in the semifinals, I think, LN category. And you've also ranked a lot during 2020.
Yeah, I had 6 ranked maps in 2020, I believe. Null Control EX, Marble Soda, Oi, Nacreous Snowmelt, Flower of the Wilderness, and Destroy, Destroy, Destroy the Happy End. Those are all mine.
Yeah.
Also had a lot of guest difficulties.
Oh yeah, how many maps in total were at, like, with guest
I have no idea. I haven't been keeping track. But yeah, I would say I'm pretty active. That's for sure.
Yeah, still is. So might see you on the future lists as well.
Yeah, probably. Once we get that, hey, Dad, you want to nominate my map right now? Okay, well, moving on.
Evening. Yeah.
We got Evening's Caravan. Evening. This is the one map that Evening ranked in 2020. Needless to say, this was huge.
Yeah, this is a very, like, it's one of those examples of climax mapping done right.
Yeah, very interesting because Evening definitely has a lot of influence over Osimania in general, but in regards to the rank section, wasn't really too active aside from this map, so it's very interesting.
Yeah. And I also happen to nominate this because it's jazz, and I like the jazz.
Jazz is cool, and also this song was featured in the movie Whiplash, as I'm sure many of you will be familiar with it.
Yep, this is where that movie comes from. I mean, the song comes from.
Actually, funnily enough, I just checked. Caravan was ranked in 2021, so.
Oh yeah, it was.
I think we messed up there.
Yeah, well, either way, did
Evening have a map ranked in 2020?
Yeah, they don't.
Apparently not.
But they're so well known that they're like, yeah, I don't need to rank maps in order to be influential. I don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need to rank maps to be influential, guys.
Yeah, this map is like very fun in terms of both long note patterning and then at the end the rise patterning. Very fun little marathon.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna see it.
Very enjoyable, especially to those jazz enjoyers out there.
Yeah.
I guess we can move on to User Grand Award.
The big moments. Oh wait, it's Grand Award for beat maps, I think.
No, this is User Grand Award.
Oh, yeah. Stan. Yeah.
And we got Stan, who ranked a lot of 7K maps during this time period. including Screw Olo Screw.
Yeah, I think they're kind of the BN successor of people like Kawawa and Kobe, since you can judge harder Senki maps pretty well.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a disorienting video background, to be honest.
Alien cows.
Cows.
I love
Alright.
the background video for this. It's so funny.
I think we can move on now.
Alright, sure.
Phase 2. Lita. Again, don't know them too well, but I know that they've been very active in ranking stuff a long time. Was very active in 2020 and also 2021.
Yeah, not really much to say about Leo.
Yeah, I think we can move on to the first one.
So say
Kawawa.
congratulations. Kawawa getting Grand Award for the user category. Very well deserved.
Yeah. We've been already talked about how big of a influence he has had on the 7K scene, especially like the top end 7K community. They make like a lot of really difficult maps. So they're very well respected. That with 7K you only got like very few people and like being very active and dedicated to 7K in specific. So this does not come off as a surprise, since he was it's been consistently active and influential for over 5 years. And I think we're going to move on to the Grand Award for Beat Maps.
Let's go.
Let's go. We have another Kawawa example, a map we've already talked a lot about before. Yeah. I don't have much else to add onto Nisimono as is. But it does surprise me that such difficult 7K maps gets nominated to,
Yeah, for sure.
Like the audience is pretty niche.
Yeah, this map certainly has a very small audience. I would say that's for sure.
It doesn't mean it's any less of a good map. Like, it's very good.
Yeah, and because this map got the Grand Award, we will be just watching it, not the whole way through because it's really long, but we will be watching it for quite a while. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. All right, and that will be all for the viewing of this map. So we'll be moving on to the next one.
It's going to be Monochrome Vivid again. You can just, yeah, we're fast forwarding a bit past the intro. And yeah, enjoy the view.
Alright, before we get to the first place award for the Beat Map Grand Award, I just want to thank everyone, the entire community, for showing your support to MCA, showing your support to ranked maps, showing your support in general to the ranked community. Because without that support, none of this would have been possible. And all these maps would not have been probably ranked. So there's a lot of the community really is the backbone of all this stuff that's happening here. And I just want to say a congratulations to all of these mappers, all of these maps, and thank you for voting, thank you for watching, and we'll be moving on into the first place right about now.
It is without boundaries.
I think this will come to a shock to a lot of people, but we did have a low sample size, so it is understandable in that regard. I would not call this map popular, but I would say this map is very up there in regards to very specific interests in the mapping scene.
Yeah, it does make up in like terms of uniqueness. And Dreamwalker was certainly pretty influential in the rank section.
Alright, and I just want to thank you all again for watching. We'll be closing out pretty soon.
Yeah,
And
thank you all for watching. So,
alright. And we'll be taking our leave now. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next year with MCA Mania 2021. Well, also like I think Standard is also happening like in a few. So I don't know what the schedule is for that. I think there's
it's like tomorrow.
exclamation schedule in the chat. I think that will pop up something.
Yeah, if you're interested in that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's the schedule. So stay tuned if you're interested in other modes. Yeah, let's go. Taiko in 6 hours. CTV in 18 hours. You know the drill. Yeah, let's go. Woo, let's go. Okay, all right. Thank you all for watching. And wait, catch the beat right now. Wait, what?
Is it?
All right. Okay. Well, nothing's happening right now. So all right. Bye.
Bye.